Well. Fancy seeing you here. It's been a week, a whole 7 days, but it is in fact 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Or if you're on the East Coast, thank you for staying up, 10 p.m. Eastern. So from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, we're live, baby, here in the Spyderco capital of the world. For now, I am in the process of moving. So here in not terribly too long, we'll be doing these live streams and I won't be in the Spyderco capital of the world. It's crazy, but life goes on. People move on. You go to new places. It's a stressful time. And I am finally happy to say that I'm in a much better spot mentally than I was last week, guys. Last week, I was just mentally fatigued. And sometimes you got to understand when you need to take a few breathers, a moment for yourself to really recharge the brain before you go out into the public. That's what I was doing. Instead of my live stream, I was recharging my brain on Saturday. So guys, thank you for all of you who decided to tune in anyways. Because I know it's easy to decide, you know what, I'm just going to move on. I think Neves Knives has a live stream. So in case you're still here regardless of my mental break, thank you, guys. Thank you. Sometimes that little bit of a break is really necessary. But I don't want to be gone too long, and I don't want to make it too much of a habit. So we're going to go ahead and go into shouting out the good people in the chat. Shout out to Ground Fog. Welcome in to Marco. We got Ed B in the house. He says, he says, Happy National Raisin Day. Gross. Raisins. Ugh. Thanks for being a channel member, Ed. Welcome to Night Rare. Another Raisin Day shout out. Gosh. You tell a live stream one time that you detest raisins, and they will haunt you for forever. Thanks for being a channel member, Night. Good to see you, man. He says, oh yeah, Roll's got to eat raisins for National Raisin. No, I am not held to whatever this is, this National Raisin Day, the day where all of a sudden we decide to let perfectly good fruit go bad. There's no reason. There's no reason for this. I don't even know why they made it a national day. Where's my National Twinkie Day? I'll get in on that. I'm a fat kid who loves cake. Let's go. Welcome into Henry G. Welcome into Wicked Dream Designs. What's up, man? Good to see you. Wicked Dream Designs. I believe he's about to have the nefarious drop. The pre-order people should have gotten theirs or will get their knives soon. I've been watching, and people are absolutely loving. The people that got in on the pre-order, they already know. They already know because they opened up the box, and what was inside was excellent. I guarantee it. Congratulations to everybody who did, in fact, get in on the pre-order. For everybody else, you're going to be waiting on pins and needles for the drop. And I guarantee that drop is going to go quick. It's going to go quick. I'm excited for it. Welcome into C. Kobe. He says, Spyder-yo, I more Spyderco knives than any other brand. Yeah, I love my Spyderco knives. I definitely am a Spyderco fanboy. I'm happy to say that, you know what, I am not unbiased. I have a very deep bias towards Spyderco. They've earned it, okay? They're not a perfect brand. There are no perfect brands. And if I was to fanboy for one specific brand, it would definitely be Spyderco. I love them. I love them a lot. In fact, I've got a poll going on right now in case you're just entering the chat. If you're watching this on a replay, you might not see the poll, but the poll is basically Spyderco Para 3 or Sage 5, regardless of steel composition. So far, now here's the deal, guys. Recently picked up one of these from a channel member. I just put the scales on there. The scales in the clip, I put those on there. I picked it up because I have been an avid Spyderco Para 3 guy for the longest. People ask me all the time, Rolls, what's your most carried knife? It's a Para 3. You know, I've got I've got $800 knives in the collection. My most carried knife is the Spyderco Para 3. You know, this one in some form or fashion always finds its way into my rotation. I love it. The Para 3 is undeniably a good knife, whether or not you think it looks hideous. Yeah. Regardless, every time I do a video on the Para 3, somebody chimes in. They're like, it's not as good as the Sage. If I hear that enough, I'm going to find out. So this came in yesterday with the scales, slapped the scales on there, carried it today with the Para 3. So I carried both this knife and this knife. Is it redundant? A little bit redundant. I was like, I'm over here just staring at knives, and people in the park are like, what is he doing when he walks his dog? I'm doing this. It's for science. It's for research, because I will have a video coming out somewhere in the near future, very near future, where I talk about whether or not the Sage 5 has in fact dethroned the king. Is it the better knife? Is it? So I'm carrying both knives. No, I don't have a verdict yet, but you can cast your vote. Who knows? I might even snippet the poll in the chat and use it in the video. There's some incentive. Vote, damn it. Vote. Right now, Sage 5 is crushing. So we're 9 minutes in, 34 votes. Sage 5 is at 62%. 62%. My beloved Para 3 is at 21%. And Spyder-no, for all of those people out there, they're like, that's hideous. I would never rock that. Never. I don't like holes in my blades. Spyder-no is at 17%. Para 3 is at 23%. Guys, this is a travesty. I can't believe that Para 3 is getting the brakes beaten off of it right now. I mean, it's going up a little bit. It's going up a little bit. Sage 5, Para 3, regardless of my opinion, cast your vote in the poll. Do it. Welcome into Vivelsky. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome in. Welcome into the Ponds. The Ponds in the house. Let's go. Cat Scratch. Good to see you. Welcome into Ian Coates. He says, meh. Poll is meh. Oh, don't be like that, Ian. It's fun. The poll is fun. Let your hair down. Whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Welcome into Jim Miller, another channel mod in the house. Good to see you, man. Let's go. Nick T says, you forgot I like rocks in the poll. At this point, I just assume everybody likes rocks. That's my default assumption at this point. I've asked that in polls so often that I know exactly how many people like rocks. And it's not as much as the most popular option, but it's more than the less popular option. A ton of you guys like rocks. The Pond says, I have neither, but that Sage 6 looks good. Yeah, the Sage 6 is going to be on my must-buy list this year. And I know it's on everyone else's too. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise. The Sage 6 is the first Spyderco with the button compression lock that they're releasing this year since the Spyderco Smock. I was really hoping that they would do that in-house, that they would be like, you know what? We're going to make this out of the Golden Factory. We're going to do this for those USA boys out there. And then they realized, yeah, you know what? Tai Chung just does it better. Freaking Taiwan. Kicking so much ass in the knife manufacturing game. Freaking Taiwan. What is it that makes their manufacturing so good? I don't understand. Welcome to Stephen Fletcher. Good to see you, man. Caleb1776. He says, my sub count went up 100 subs since yesterday. Thanks, y'all. Hey, congratulations, man. And you know what, guys? Like, here's the thing. I used to do this thing where I would pick a new channel that was out there, and during the live stream, we'd raid the channel. And everyone would subscribe and leave comments, and it was this nice happy burst. And it was supposed to be a positive thing. But the problem is that when YouTube sees that, and then people that just like a wave of people subscribe and then they don't watch, YouTube removes those subscribers and then can down the channel because they think it's a bot action. So I learned that, and when I found out that it was actually that people could actually have negative effects, I stopped doing channel rates. So instead, now I just shout out channels and I say, hey, go check out Caleb1776. And if you like what you see there, make sure you subscribe and stick around and watch the whole video. Smaller channels are awesome. Smaller channels have so much to share with the community. I had a lot of fun as a small channel. I have a lot of fun now. But as a small channel, it's kind of cool because you can just let it all hang out, right? You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Some of the greatest opinions that I've seen in the community come from the smaller channels. So guys, make sure you go check out Caleb1776. And if you like what you see, make sure to watch the videos all the way through and hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Ace Palone, good to see you. He says dog walking time. Right on, man. Right on. I also do knife stuff when I'm walking the dog. My faithful husky Odin shows up in a lot of my Instagram reels. It's just how it happens. All right. I'm going to pace myself. I'm going nuts. Don't look at me like that. It's water. It's water. I'm falling way behind on the chat. Hold on. Hey, shout out to Ian Coates for the $5 super. He says they made Raisin Day a thing just because they were raising awareness. Oh my goodness. Nice dad joke, Ian. That's dad joke level. Welcome into Be Devious. Welcome into Kevin Smith and Knives. Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome into the Matt D. He says, damn it, Coates. I have to give it. Oh, man, he caught me off guard. He knew I was going to read it. The delivery was, that's on me. That's on me. Welcome into Fred the Lug. Good to see you, man. Did I say hi to Henry G? What's up, Henry? Good to see you, man. Welcome into Jacob Price. We're going. I'm going to try to catch up on this chat. I try to say hi to everybody that I can. Sometimes it's just not feasible. Welcome into Brown Sugar. Let's go. Oh. Hey, Gas Station Knife says, what's up, guys? Liking my new additions, the FSDI, Abalone QSP Hedgehog, and the American Blade Works Slip Joint. Hope you all are well. That's a nice haul right there, man. Congrats on the new knives, especially that Craig Brown FSDI. That's a super grail right there. Guys, smash the like button for people getting their grail knives. I jumped off the cliff in 2025 and I just was like, $800 knife sold, $850 knife sold. Whatever makes you happy. Let's be honest. If it brings you joy, it's totally worth it. That is a hell of an addition to a knife collection. Congratulations, man. Let's go. Hold on. Welcome into Splitting Slices. Welcome into Boo Anderson. Grateful Dong. Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome into Jason Beecher. All right. Hold on. Welcome into Panic at the Cheeto. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Welcome into Lone Star Cowboy. He says, Lieb Dude has relented and apologized for HRC drama. This is the way. Oh my goodness. Are we saying that Cutting Board RX got a indenter style Rockwell tester and then started testing all of the knives that he said were crappy with his HRC tester and then apologized to people? I don't know. I don't watch his channel. I got better things to do. I have a finite amount of time in my day and so many things that can take up my attention. I just don't watch his channel. Welcome into Mind of Milton. Good to see you, man. We've got Autumn Wind in the house. Let's go. All right, guys. I think I'm all caught up. Ed B says, Roll may offer sexual favors if you stroke that like button. Ed is writing checks that I will probably not cash, but I would appreciate it if you would smash the like button. And shout out to everybody who's watching this on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, something to know is that depending upon when you're watching the replay, the live chat may or may not be available. That is not something that I control. That is 100% up to YouTube loading it. Sometimes the live chat takes 24 hours to load. So if you're watching the live replay, thank you. Leave a comment in the comment section And if you guys are watching it live, I appreciate that too. Welcome into Ryan Ellis. What's up, man? Welcome into Jeff Patterson. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm all caught up. I think we're going to do tonight a little bit differently than I normally do. Normally, I'll do the pocket checks for the Only Spartans Discord somewhere in the middle of the live stream. We're not doing that. We're going to do it at the beginning of the live stream. We're doing it now, 15 minutes in. Guys, the Only Spartans Discord is a place for channel members to congregate, to enjoy community, to share pocket checks. You can sell knives. We post things like knife drops, deals, discount codes. My Steel Snobs knife steel comparison tool is loaded there for anyone that wants to download it. That's where you go. It's a good place. It's a nice place for community, and it's growing. When I do giveaways, those will happen on the Discord moving forward. I'm probably going to do something where I build a karma system where essentially in order to be eligible for giveaways on the Discord, you have to have a certain amount of karma. Karma would happen basically when people, like something that you say in the Discord. So basically it's going to be for active members. And we're going to do it that way to cut down on the amount of bot accounts that try to enter giveaways. Some people will have like 10, 15, 20 YouTube accounts just waiting for the next giveaway. And they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to put all of these accounts on there and nobody's going to notice. So yeah, if you're wondering why, that's why. You might be saying, Rolls, what's up with the barrier for entry? You got to be a channel member to get in on the Discord. Seems like a way to make money. Guys, channel memberships are 99 cents. You can't buy anything for 99 cents right now, but you can get a channel membership, which will get you access to the Only Spartans Discord. If you're wondering what that looks like, it looks like this. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and start off with the pocket checks today. Okay. Starting off with Nick T. Nick T's got Warney Wednesday. He's got the high grain design DeVille, the Evolve EDC Sin, the tactile pen, the Lottie clicker, and the issuing stitches Hank. Nice. That's a solid carry right there. Warney Wednesday. Very nice, man. Thanks for sharing. The Pond's coming in hot with the Tri-Stash. Those Tri-Stashes, they stick around. They stick around. You can't get rid of them. Not even with penicillin. The Tri-Stashes will be there for a long time. Dazed coming in with a really nice one. That's the Harpoon Warney Protean. Prince Custom Protean. Very nice. Pocket Envy. I have Pocket Envy. That looks fantastic. And you know what? I'm signed up for all of the notification. Prince Custom does the drops on these like every Sunday or at least a couple Sundays. And I always try to see if I can ever catch one available. Not because I have, the $800, $900 to buy one, but because I just want to see how easy or hard they are to get. They're hard. They are truly small batch and they sell out very, very quickly. So that's cool. That's the new blade shape for Prince Customs on the Protean. I got Pocket Envy. Nice carry today. Vivelsky coming in hot. He's got, is that the Vero Synapse? I always get the Vero knives mixed up. It's either the Synapse or the Axon. I don't think it's the Axon. And then, of course, the Subcaliber. The Subcaliber is a fantastic knife from Golden Design Works. I have the same one. We have the same one. Great minds think alike. Super good picture too, man. Really, really liking that photo. Vivelsky is one of those guys that makes me feel like I need to try harder on my own pocket checks. I should probably just try harder. It's the Nova Mini. Okay. He did actually leave me a note because he knew. He's like, Rolls is going to struggle with the Vero. And you were right. Thanks for helping me out. Kevin Smith coming in hot. He's got the Devo Nip Slip. Or as I like to call it, the Janet Jackson. The Nip Slip. I told Lefty EDC that he needed to have a variant of the Nip Slip called the Janet Jackson. And he thought it was hilarious. And then he did not do it. He's like, no, it's drinking based. I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know very well what people are going to do with that. The nip slip is one of those slip joints that I kind of wish that I gotten. There's only so many spots available in my knife collection. It's got the Kunwu Excalibur, and then what looks like that's the After Hours. The Jack Wolf Knives After Hours, right? Midnight Jack? Yeah, After Hours. Same thing. B. Devi is coming in with the Copus 8020. Very nice. Oh, you carried... That was... Okay, so he's got two really nice knives right there. One of them is the recently released on, I believe it was E-Knives, the Copus 8020, which I think is gorgeous. An all-tie. The all-tie versions are always the hardest to get your hands on. Always. Always they're the most difficult. Even the ones with the recurve blade. And people will default to saying, nope, I don't like recurves. Recurve is a great blade shape, by the way. It's great edge geometry. It traps whatever you're cutting in the curvature of the blade. It helps keep you in the cut. It's very useful. Very cool. 80-20. And then, of course, he's got the Hawk Knives Talon. Talk about pocket envy. Two knives that I wish that I had. You're killing me. You're killing me, B. I would love to have both of those. If you decide to put one up for adoption, let me know. Ed coming in hot with... That's got to be the MBK. That's got to be the Wolverine, right? Or is that the Sabretooth? The only difference is size. Sabretooth is bigger. Wolverine is smaller. They recently did a Wolverine release. I'm going to say that that's the Wolverine. I think. I could be wrong. Man, we got stuff going on in the chat. Hold up. I'm going to try to catch up. But I'm missing stuff, so we're going to take a quick break. And hey, shout out to Be Devious. Thanks for joining the channel. Thanks for being a channel member. And shout out to Jim Cox also for being a channel member. I appreciate you fellas. Thank you so much. I'm going to check in real quick while I can on this poll. For everyone that's watching the replay, if you're wondering, how's the poll going? That's what she said. How's the poll going? Sage 5 still in the lead. 50%. 62 votes. 50% say Sage 5 over the Para 3, which is at 32%. And 19% say Spyder-no. 19% of people are haters. That's what I've gathered from this. Spyderco is such a great company. I love my Spydercos. Hey, shout out to John Blackman, by the way, who's been a Spartan for the last 18 months. Says, what's up, Shambo? We're going through the pocket check. We're going through the Only Spartans Discord. We're asking the good people out there to vote with their opinions. Sage 5 or Para 3? Which one is the better knife regardless of steel? Big Jim says raisins rule. Thanks for being a channel member for the last 5 months, Jim. Definitely appreciate it. Let's go. Craig Vincent is carrying, what is that? The Frenzy. I'm not familiar with that knife. He's shown it before. I'm not familiar with it. It's the Frenzy. He's got the Cold Steel Engage. He's got the Mangana Steel Kaimano, the Ritter Hogue, another Engage, which I think is the smaller one, maybe the 3-inch, and then the Titanium Spyderco Tenacious. Did I get them all? Smash that like button, guys. Let YouTube know that we're live, baby. Let's go. Sever7, what's up, man? He says, I got a box of Poi Kilos in for review. I'm beyond ecstatic. Hey, congrats, dude. Were those knives that you purchased, or did Poi Kilos send those to you for review? I'm curious. I've reached out to them. They left your boy on red. They're like, we only work with Metal Complex. Neves Knives. What's up? What's up to Paul Mills? Thank you for being a channel member for the last 10 months, Paul. He says, almost a year. You're getting to the anniversary. I'm stoked. Thank you so much for riding with the channel. Welcome into Kevin Santer. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, the poll is a tough one. Para 3 is my favorite knife. Then I put titanium scales on my Sage 5. Look, I'm right there with you. It's really hard for me to leave any Spyderco stock for long. It's really hard. The moment I knew that I was buying this, I immediately ordered scales from Rip's Garage Tech. Immediately. They arrived the same day. This knife has been modified with titanium scales for the longest. But what do you do if you have both of these, right? What do you do if you have both of these? Para 3, Sage 5? It's going to be a great video. I'm gathering data right now. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But you got to pick one. If you could only pick one, which one are you picking? Speaking of which, a while ago, I got in the Machine Wise Mojave, and then directly after that, I got in the Craig Brown Cortex XL. And channel members asked me, they said, Rolls, if you could only have one, which one would you pick? And I had planned on doing that video a lot sooner than I did. In fact, I haven't released that video, and I haven't because I'm actually working on it right now. After the live stream, I'm going to go back to editing that video. It's all recorded. I just need to edit it and upload it to YouTube. So if you were ever interested in knowing if I could only pick one between the Machine Wise Mojave and the Craig Brown Cortex XL, which one would I pick? That's going to be coming up on the channel very, very soon. Should be a fun time. Hey, shout out to I'm on the Edge for the $10 super. He says, still getting caught up. Bought too many knives in the last 2 weeks. I know how that goes. I really do. I've got knives all over this desk. This is a dangerous, dangerous piece of office equipment. Let's see. How many knives do I have on my desk right now? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got about 15 knives on my desk right now. It's not terribly safe. Hey, shout out to Louis. Thanks for being a channel member, man. He says, I'm guilty of owning both. I do prefer the Sage more. Well, you're right there with 49% of people. Right now, the poll's at 49% to 34%. That's crazy. Craig, he says, my favorite Spyderco tends to be the one that's in my hand when I'm asked. That's fair. The best tool for the job is the one that's on you, right? Paul says, I like the Sage 5. It's thinner ground than the Para 3. It is. It's also a shorter blade profile, though. So this is a shorter blade profile. So the question when we're talking about full flat grinds is does it stay as thin for as long? Because I think I need a set of calipers. I just need to buy some. I don't have any calipers, okay? I'm not Metal Complex. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that directly behind the edge, the factory Para 3 edge is thinner than the Sage 5. I could be wrong. The blade stock on the Sage 5 is thinner, but very marginally. And it's not like it's super duper thin. Like the Neutron, the TRM Neutron has a thinner blade stock than the Sage 5. Hey, shout out to Matt for being a channel member for the last 3 months. Says, shave my neck beard and off to see a real female. Hey, congratulations, man. Good luck. We're rooting for you. No pressure. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Have a good rest of your night, brother. Thanks for dropping by. Welcome into Ryan Flippo. He says, my Manix 2 lightweight is always with me. Nice. Manix 2 is a fantastic knife. Fred says, Sage 5 feels better in the hand for me. Para 3 is so popular that people just like it because it's popular. I mean, I feel like I can say that I like it because this is my most carried knife. It's interesting that you say that it feels better in the hand, though, because the ergos are identical. If you look at the handle scales are identical. Or rather, almost identical. The main difference is here at the back. I'll go over it in the video. But the ergos, to me, are the same. They really are. One thing I'll say that I really like about the Para 3 is the fact that it uses the traditional screw hole pattern for the pocket clip. I hate wire clips. One of the things I hate the most about them is that even on something like a Spyderco, you only have a few wire clip options for replacement. You've got what? The Rips Garage Tech clip, which is what this is, or you've got the Lynch Northwest wire clip replacement. That's it. That's all you get. With the regular 3-hole screw pattern for the Para 3, there is tons and tons and tons of pocket clip options that will work. Not so much for the wire clip. Just something to think about. Sorry, had to pop my ear there for a second. I'm on the edge, says, waiting for both of my new LE Milita mother of pearl knives. I got lucky, spent too much money. Look, if it makes you happy, it wasn't too much money. And that's a fact. If it makes you happy, then it was worth it. All right. Louis says, Rollshambo, I got lucky yesterday and I got the Sage 6 button lock. Did they already release? Where was I? Probably recharging my mental batteries. Oh, and hold on. Did I say thank you for the $10 Superman? Thank you so much for the $10 super.
Keep the change, you filthy animals.
I definitely appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. Ed B says, Roll, will you eat a raisin on National Raisin Day for $5? I don't even know if I have a raisin right now. The box of raisins that I kept on my desk as a prop for like 4 months, I tossed it. Look, they were growing mold. So I don't have any raisins. So can't eat one today. Bummer. Sever7 says, put them side by side for me. I don't know which is which. Okay. Para 3, right? Hold on. Para 3. And the Sage 5. You know what? Let's do this. The top is the Sage 5. The bottom is the Para 3. The Sage 5 is in Rex 121. The Para 3 is in the Big Brown Bear 15V. They both have custom scales. The top has custom scales from Rips Garage Tech, and the bottom has custom scales from Rock Scale Design, both American-made scales. There we go. I'll say this, they're both fantastic knives. People that have handled them know that. They really do. I don't think you could go wrong with either, personally. Paul says, I've got a Rex 121 Sage 5 and a Maximate Para 3. Very nice. I don't know why. I keep having to pop my ears. Welcome into RJ Atwell. He says, I want a Para 3 in textured titanium. You know, you can get textured titanium scales pretty easily for the Para 3. That's one of the best things about the Para 3 is you can get aftermarket parts for a Para 3 much easier than you can a Sage 5. They exist for both knives, but the Para 3 definitely has more customizable options. We're going to get back to the pocket check. Let's go. Jim Miller has got the Neve Knife Co. Offender, the Aries EDC Rock Hopper, and the Rosecraft French Broadjack. Very nice. Love the little bit of weather you got coming in there in the background too. Nice overcast day. I can't help it. I like rainy days. I like thunderstorms. That's my jam. Thanks for sharing, Jim. Gas Station Knives with his new Craig Brown FSDI. Very nice. Love it. Kind of jealous. That's on my list. The FSDI is definitely on my list. Let's go. Night Rayer's got, in solidarity with my man Ed, we celebrate National Raisin Day. Ugh. That's the Billy Watt demo, impaling a raisin. Let's go. TC Blades got, what is that? I'm not entirely sure what knife that is. I feel like I should know, but I don't know. Which knife is that? Let me know in the chat, guys. Big Jim, he's got... which one is that? I feel like I should know what that is. I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't. Then, of course, me carrying the Sage 5 today. That was my attempt at uploading a good photo for my phone. I don't do a lot of photography for my phone. Some people can do it, and some people can do it really well. I'm not one of them. Let's go. Grateful Dawn coming in with the Vostede Hedgehog. What a great knife. Love the top liner lock Vostede Hedgehog. Fantastic. Harpoon sheep's foot with the frag milled aluminum handle skills. Love it. Fantastic knife. Probably why they stay sold out. Scott, he's got the, is that the sencut Watuga? I think so. Wicked Dream. He's got, of course, he's got the Nefarious. He's got the Devo Lush. And then he's got the Vostede. Wait for it. It's eluding my brain. I know this one. I have this knife. I recently reviewed this knife. Come on. Come on. I thought I was mentally recovered. It's the Vostede Leopard. That's what it is. I never think of the leopard shark. I have one of those. This is how busted my brain is right now. I have one, completely spaced what it was. Good talk. Fred coming in hot with, he says, watching your live, I'm inspired just to play with some bangers. So much fun. Not sure which one to play with most. He's got some Utzlers or some Utzlers, depending upon how you say it. He's got the Neutralizer, the Duck, the Duckling, the Mini Equalizer, and the fuck. What? Oh, man. Fred's got some of the most drool-worthy... He's got some of the most drool-worthy knives in his collection. I need a Cody Utzler knife. Utzler. I don't know how to say it. I've heard it both ways. I need one of those knives in my collection. It's going to happen. The hunt is what makes it fun. And then he's got Craig Brown's, the Mini FSD, the LHC Exponent, LHCX, Mini FSDI Cortex on top. Very nice. Very, very nice. See what I mean? Most people just puddles of drool for the knife fanatic out there. You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Jim's got some knives. Is that a Tyrant? Is that a Tyrant V3 in micarta? I don't know. It's a utility box cutter folder that I'm not familiar with. Looks like he's got the Arkfeld Ultra, I think, and a Kershaw that I'm not super familiar with. Failed on that one. It's okay. It happens. Ace Palone, he's got QSP Penguin. I almost said Hedgehog. It's QSP Penguin. Very nice, man. Double D, he's got the Tuesday carry, but I like it better than today's. Oh, nice. He's got a quiet carry drift. And which quiet carry is that? I forget. I'm not familiar with this one right here. But that one up top is a drift. Is that a large drift? Drift XL? I think it's large drift. Sever 7's got the Poikilo Salvatore Midtech. Gorgeous. Look at the compound grind on this guy. I mean, my fat head's in the middle of the picture, but look at that. Look at that compound grind, or is that a dual grind? Are those both flat grinds? Gorgeous. Mirror finish. Looks good. Looks real good. Stephen Fletcher, he's got the Microtech MSI with the poly handles. Very nice. I've been wanting to get one because I want to get one and put one in some titanium scales so bad. Plus, I mean, I can't help it. I like what I like. BK Obama's got the, let's go. He's got the Spyderco Para 3 with the skinny scales. He's got the Vostede Psyop with the micarta scales. He's got a Paramilitary 2 Warning. And then he's got the Arcform Slimfoot. Rest in peace to Arcform. Of course, I know they're defunct. You guys thought I was about to miss that one. But no, I know that's an Arcform Slimfoot. I used to have a Slimfoot Auto made by Protech, but it's a great knife. Kind of wish I never sold it. Good to see you, Sterling. He says, Manganis Aurelia on the way and just got the Asher Spiro Warncliffe with the diamond pattern. So sweet. I want to switch my S90V blade with the M390 blade. I hope it works. It should work. It should work. The blade geometry should be the same, I think. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Kevin Sanders says, Rollshambo, what platform are you using for the pocket check picks? This is Discord. So Discord, for those who don't know, if you're a channel member, you can join the Only Spartans Discord. How do you do it? How do you get there? I'll show you, in fact. And you know what? I'll make it even easier. We're going to no limit, expires never, generate a new link. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make this easy. If you go to YouTube and you're one of my channel members, whether you've been gifted a membership or whether you are a regular channel member of any kind, you'll be able to see this post. It's going to be click the link to join the Only Spartans Discord. Guys, once you're in, you're in. Even if you let your channel membership lapse a month from now, once you're in, you're in. So if you're a channel member and you want to get to the pocket check, you want to share your pocket check, we do these every day. It's not just during live streams. We share stuff every day. I would love to grow the community there to be great. I would love to stress the crap out of my mods with such a flood of people that we would need more mods. I think that would be really fun. I like the fact that we have the knife yard sale there where people can post knives for sale. I love the fact that we have a community that's growing. So if you're a channel member and you want to join the Only Spartans Discord, go to my YouTube communities tab, which now they call the posts section. And channel members of any kind will be able to see that invite link that I just posted there. So if you didn't know, now you know. Join the Only Spartans Discord, and it's a community that you can stay in for as long as you'd like. You know, as long as you behave. We've got rules, but the primary rule is the golden rule, which is don't be a dick. If you're not a dick, you can hang out as much as you want. The Chavez Chub Flipper. I should have known that. I should have known that. The Quiet carried the West. That was the slip joint, or was that one a lockback? Looks like it was more of a traditional design. All right. Fred says, actually, the MSI with the aluminum OG scales I feel is better than the MSI with the titanium OG scales weight-wise. Yeah, you know, if you don't like the heavier set that you get out of titanium, I could totally see that. But the question I have at that point is, but why? You can buy an MSI with aluminum scales already. Like, I've been drooling over a few of them, actually. I'll show you which ones. The MSIs I've been looking at lately, Microtech MSI. So they've got the polymer handle scale versions. They've got one which I think is really cool, which is fluted milled carbon fiber. Look at that. That is fluted milled carbon fiber, contoured DLC blade. And, you know, no shock here, $427. That's expensive. But it's DLC, M390, fluted contoured carbon fiber. $427 for that actually isn't that bad in my opinion. That price is actually pretty fair for an American made knife. That's the one I've been drooling over. But if you want aluminum, check this out. They've got good aluminum options. Like this one right here with the partial frag. I think that looks great. $300. $300. And if you want to get the aluminum OG scales, let's do this. Original goat. What are those? Like 100, 150? We'll do Aluminum goats. MSI. Okay, 95 to 100 bucks. Now, these scales look fantastic, and they are something that's different. So you can get a different look out of the milling. That's 110 bucks. Let's say the polymer handle scale MSI is what? 200 bucks roughly, 175 to 200 depending. So by the time you spend on taxes and shipping on these, you're still spending 300 bucks. Or you could just buy one of these and already get it anodized. It's already aluminum. It's made by Microtech. What Microtech doesn't do is make titanium scales. So that's kind of where I would fall in, because if I was really going to be happy with aluminum handle scales, I wouldn't bother buying aftermarket. I would just buy the stock ones at that point, unless the aftermarket was severely better. But in all honesty, I love this design right here with the partial frag. I think that looks great. But I'm also not super satisfied with only keeping aluminum. So I'd have to go with the titanium for it to be worth it. Like here's another one, burnt orange fluted. Looks great. Yeah, looks great. It's not everybody's cup of tea. A lot of people look at this and they're like, I don't like it. But look at that. 30th anniversary black polymer M390 Ramlock, 175 bucks, American made. Throw some $90 aluminum scales on that. Why not? Or keep it polymer. Some people like that. 175 bucks. You know what it is? It's because of that big old billboard right there on the blade. People are like, oh, you had to take a good deal and... Don't mind me. Don't mind me. This one's cool. I like what they do with the natural clear aluminum too. It looks like titanium. It's not titanium. Natural clear. Like this is what it would look like if we actually made one in titanium. Just kidding. I wish they would. I wish Microtech would be like, you know what? Let's get in with Halpern Titanium. You know, Halpern Titanium is run by the same family that runs Three Rivers Manufacturing. If you're ever wondering why TRM is able to do a titanium American-made knife for under 500 bucks, it's because they own their own freaking titanium factory. I love it when I'm showing a knife and people are like, that's a not a good deal because TRM does blah, blah, blah. Don't compare other American knife companies to TRM. Just don't. It's not a fair comparison. They're cheating. They own their own titanium company. They make knives as a hobby, for crying out loud. As a hobby. It's not fair to judge American knife companies by TRM because they have that capability. You know who doesn't have that capability? Spyderco. Spyderco doesn't own their own titanium company. And that's why companies like Spyderco and Microtech, you don't see a lot of titanium USA made knives from these bigger companies. It would cost them a lot. But anyways, Louis says Microtech just released the MSI with red aluminum scales. I still own it. I also like all the natural aluminum ones too. Yeah, the natural clear is great. I love it. Hey, Neil, what's up, Neil? Knight's Edge in the house. He says, love that new Rex 121 Sage 5 build, amigo. Oh, dude, this thing is sweet. The edge in the blade steel that will never quit. It's a lifer. It's a lifer. It's like the guy that works at McDonald's for entirely too long. Yeah. This is great. Fantastic. I only wish there was more modification options that I could personally do. That's the only thing I don't like about the Sage 5 is it's one of the least aftermarket friendly Spyderco knives out there. One of the least. There are still options. There's just not many. Lone Star says, completed the neck carry rigging for my 13-ounce Cold Steel Mayhem. The neck carry rigging. You carry the Mayhem as a neck knife? What? I might just not be understanding. I'm probably not understanding. So my neck and shoulder muscles are getting a work. Nope. Sounds like I'm understanding. So is it like you put it on a like a chain, or is it on like a strap that hangs on the neck and goes across body? Is it like a crossbody strap? I don't understand. The Cold Steel Mayhem is ridiculous. It's a big boy. That's a serious knife right there. That's not an EDC knife. That's a big knife. I still need to get one. Paul Mills says soft M390 MK. I don't know. They had some tests on some knives that were soft. I've seen some tests that came back at 61 to 62. Like actual indenter style Rockwell hardness tests. So I would say just expect anywhere in the realm of 59 to 62 on your M390 MK. My Microtech Stitch is an M390 MK, and it hasn't had an issue holding or keeping an edge. Feels great. Great edge geometry too. So I'm not necessarily too terribly concerned about it. Fred says, when I bought the MSI, only G10 and FRN was available. Yeah, now they've come out with the aluminum versions too. Dead City Radio says, Sage 5 MagnaCut is doing it for me. Very nice. Let's check in on the poll. 88 people have voted Para 3 or Sage 5, any steel composition of either. Sage 5 is still in the lead. 47% say Sage 5, 38% say Para 3, 16% say Spyder-no. We have to have a dissenting vote. We have to. Jim Miller says that blue. We're talking about this one right here on the Palmer handle scales, because that actually looks kind of good too. I want one of these knives. I do think that they need to come out with a mini. People don't understand just how big this knife is. This knife is nearly 9 inches long. It's 8 3/4 inches with a 4-inch blade. This is a big boy. It's a big boy. So is it that one or this one? That blue looks good too. It might actually be the same blue. I like the fluted aluminum. If I was going to go for an aluminum one though, I would 100% do this one with the partial frag. I like that. I like that. Jim Cox says, what retailer is this? This is ncblade.com. So I'm on ncblade.com. I like them. They offer Sezzle. They offer, I believe you can you do PayPal with them? I'm not sure. They do. Is that Cash App? Do they accept Cash App? What the hell? Now, a lot of you guys are like, dude, I don't care about Microtech whatsoever. That's totally fine. Let's see what else they got while we're here. Since some people haven't been to NC Blade, let's see what's new. What else do they have that's new? They got Microtech Borka Stitch, the automatic, black apocalyptic full serrated. Not for me. I'm not a big full serrated kind of guy. They got Heretic Knives Manticore E. They've got the Manticore X cell shaded. That's cool. Benchmade. Oh, they had a Protech Mordax and then it's sold out. Look at that. I need one of those. It's on my list. Microtech LUDT. More Microtech. Come on. Protech Magic Whiskers 2. TR3 Integrity. Do they have one? Those are the relic handles. I'm looking for one with the dragon scales. I wouldn't mind getting a TR3 Integrity. I got to get one with the dragon scales though. That's cool. Microtech Cypher. Signature Series 1242, $471. I had a Microtech Cypher, one of the older versions. And then like a dummy, I sold it. Still kicking myself for that. Microtech Combat Troodon with the Interceptor blade. Those are cool. I really like those Interceptor blades. They look aggressive. Very aggressive. Come on. Show me something I didn't know existed. NC Blade, in case you didn't know, they also do the CKF knives. So, CKF. They're a authorized dealer for Custom Knife Factory. So anytime you see a CKF Evo, chances are it came by way of NC Blade at some point. All right. Anything cool? The Umu Dalwa. And the Konogen Barm full DLC. What? $650. Look at that. Crazy. But you know what? I bet that little window right there is not usable as a deployment option. Guarantee it. Oh well. Louis says, I'm on the edge. I got mine 2 weeks ago. You were in line with them. They fill their orders as they get them. You will probably get yours on the next batch. Says, any word on the delay for the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 Salt Compression Lock Folding Knife? Not that I've heard. I know that they do send them as they get them. So I don't think they hold a stock back and then release. I think they just send them out as they make them. Stephen LeChance, good to see you, man. He says, preference, Sage Lightweight over Para 3 Lightweight over Sage G10 over Para 3 G10. I don't feel the need to mod most knives. That's totally fine. I add scales because I can't help it, okay? I can't help it. I feel like the titanium scales on this Sage 5 feel a million times better than the G10 scales, personally. I feel like the titanium scales on this Para 3 feel a million times better than the FRN scales. I like what I like. I don't hold it against people that just like the regular polymer or FRN handles, whatever works. All right. You know, it's been a minute since I've done any window shopping. Let's see what's going on at DLT. Ed B says, I'd give my virginity to TRM if they wanted it. Oh, man. That's funny. All right. What do we got going on here? Heretic Bounty Hunter Cell Shading. Edge Knives. Work Tough Gear. Okay. I'm not seeing anything that's super tempting right now on DLT. What about coming soon? Is that going to change? Boker. Lots of new Bokers coming out. This one looks cool. The Cold Steel Colossus. Look at that guy. Big old guy with the triad lock, of course. Is that a Schillen Cutter style blade? Is it? Is it? Come on. I was actually thinking about that today when I was carrying this guy. Is this technically a Schillen Cutter style blade? I'm not sure. But I do know that this is made in Taiwan, the Cold Steel Colossus. So is the Sage 5. And the Schillen Cutter is a Taiwanese classic blade shape. So that would be cool. I kind of want one of these. How big is it? 10 inches long. It's 10 inches long. Oh, that's why they call it the Colossus. It's going to be in CTS XHP. Very nice. They're calling it a drop point. Fair enough. I mean, I could see that. G10 handles, black DLC, CTS XHP blade, $300. They are not shy about that. $300. G10 and CTS XHP. At least you also get DLC. And it's made in Taiwan. Makes me feel better. 4-inch leaf-shaped blade is crafted. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Cool. Kind of want one of those guys. Would I carry it? Probably not. Hey, shout out to Cicero, who's been a channel member for the last 2 months. He says, Rollshambo bedazzled cod piece in K390 fall 2025. Maybe. Good to see you, LCV. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. Neil says, in theory, should I purchase a Sage 5 and Rex 121, then purchase a Sage 6, the new one with the smock lock, Could I install the Rex 121 blade onto the button lock? You should be able to. The main difference is going to be, and I could be wrong here, but it should be, the main difference should be the scale is going to allow for the button to pop through the scale like it does on the smock. That should be it. The blade should, in theory, be the same. Now, don't quote me. And if I'm wrong, I'm totally happy to take that Sage 6 off your hands. Totally happy to do that. All right. The Pond says leaf blade is close to shilling cutter, but definitely its own thing. Fair enough. Modified leaf cliff. Wayne, thanks for being a channel member. He says, Rollshambo, can you please show us a Sage 5 and a Shaman compared, please? Sure. All right. I had to make sure I wasn't going to drop something. So this is a Spyderco Shaman, right? Spyderco Shaman. And we'll back it out to the full camera here. Spyderco Shaman, right? This is mine with the Barclay CNC lines of Hezron scales. As you can tell, I can't help it. I'm deplorable. I put titanium on everything. So here it is, Sage 5 against a Shaman. The way I see the Sage model is like if the Shaman and the Paramilitary 2 had a child, it would be the Sage. But hopefully, oops, see if I can get that to line up better. So definitely not the same blade shape. The Shaman blade shape is more comparable on a smaller knife to say like the Little Native or the even the Native 5. Yeah, we'll leave it out on the desk. Why not? Lone Star says the Colossus is an old model that has been reintroduced after many years. Gotta love it when they do that. LCV says, I hadn't realized I was a member. Been gone a while. I was going to say, it's good to see you back in the crowd, man. Cat Scratch says, still have your stitch with tie scales? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I kept that stitch stock for 2 years. And then a scale maker out of Sweden reached out and they're like, what would be really cool on your stitch? Some titanium scales. So that stitch is right here. This is one that's really fun to carry now. I love this stitch. This is the Microtech stitch with the titanium scales. So good. And they're less expensive than the original GOAT titanium scales. These are the Lex Custom International scales. They're titanium. They're made in Sweden. They match up perfectly with all of with the liners and with the stock lock and the pocket clip. They work in really well with the stock backspacer. Did it make my knife snappier? Maybe. I have no problem. Love this thing, man. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it. I love the Ramlock stitch. B. Devious says, I still don't own a Shaman. Dude, change that. Change that. This is my second Shaman. I screwed up. So I mentioned earlier in the live, I had an original Cypher, Microtech Cypher, and then I sold it. I didn't really sell it. I was doing a knife sale, and it was a knife that I had up. People were not buying it, which is, I still don't know why. Probably because it was an OTF. But somebody reached out and they said, hey, I've got a LMAX Shaman, Blade Ops exclusive LMAX Shaman. And at the time, like, those weren't available, still aren't. So I said, what the hell? So I let him send me that LMAX Shaman and another knife, and I just took it in on trade for the Cypher. And then my computer caught fire and I had to do another knife sale. And purely because I needed the cash, that LMAX Shaman ended up in there. So this one, while the scales are sweet, the pocket clip is sweet, matches the backspacer too. The blade is S30V. Should be LMAX, but my computer caught fire. Ed B says that shaman would look really nice without an uninspired hold. It was only a matter of time. Sever7 says superlative infidel in Mokutsai at Crane's Cutlery. They've had 2 in stock for 3 years and still won't give me a free one. Those bastards. Neil says, I want a Rex 121 Shaman so I can cut test the exact geometry against my 15V Shaman. Rex 121 with the factory edge will probably come out on top. Probably factory edge. I've looked at cut test data between CPM 15V, Spyderco's CPM 15V, and Rex 121. And what I found is this, from a stock edge, it's Rex 121 is superior from Spyderco for cut test, edge retention testing. However, if you're willing to back down the edge on your Spyderco CPM 15V to say 17 degrees and polish it, you can get a couple thousand cuts on a rope cut test with a Spyderco CPM 15V blade at 17 degrees per side. I know, riveting information. Nobody cares. Just throwing that out there. If you want to get the most out of your 15V, back the edge down to 17 degrees, polish it, thank me later. Cat Scratch says, need to rewatch your video to install them. It's not hard. I will say this, it is so much easier to put the scales on this, to do a full breakdown and reassembly on a Microtech stitch ram lock than it is on any crossbar style lock I've ever seen in my entire life. It is so much easier. You don't even necessarily have to take the whole knife apart. You pop off the screws. One of these pivot screws will budge, the other one will not. So if you pop in your T15 Torx or your T20 Torx, whatever it is, and one side doesn't want to budge, don't try to force it. Go to the other side will. Take it apart from one side. And then you'll notice that there's a little chassis in here holding everything together. It looks kind of like a little spinal column. You can actually hold everything together and replace just the scales without even fully taking it apart. It is so much easier to fully disassemble a Microtech stitch ram lock than it ever has been to do any crossbar style lock ever. Period. So, the part where I took this knife apart, it was meant to be more of a montage and less of an instructional video. There's plenty of videos of people taking these apart. It's not super difficult. There's no tricks that you have to worry about. Just take it apart from one side, pop the scale on, pop the other side off, pop the other scale on. I would say that it is one of the easier knives to take apart. Kevin Sanders says, I've been using the crap out of my 15V Para 3 since the drop. Haven't even had to strop it yet. Unbelievable edge retention. Yeah. Listen, it is tickling me that I've got a Para 3 in 15V and a Sage 5 in Rex 121. Like, most people will never really appreciate just how crazy cool these steels are. And I can't believe that you can actually still buy these. I can't believe that they're still in stock. You can still buy a Rex 121 Sage 5 brand new. You can still buy a CPM 15V Para 3 brand new. But once the world's Twinkie meter hits empty, people are going to be like, oh, I wish I had bought one. Get out of here with that. People are going to be so melodramatic once they are all sold out, and then they realize, hey, Crucible went under. What's happening with Aerosteel? Where's my CPM 15V? Where's my Rex 121? Why is Spyderco now using knife steel from Bowler? Sever7 says, Rollshambo, you get 18 points to distribute between edge retention, toughness, and corrosion resistance. Where do you put them? Okay, so like, are we talking theoretically if I was to make my own knife steel and I could play it however I want? Oh, 18 points. 18 points. So let's do this. We're going to put... Now, I'm going to base this off of my own personal preference. I don't have a whole lot of use for corrosion resistance normally. I don't. I currently live in a dry climate. The place that I'm moving to is also a dry climate. I'm not afraid to oil my knife blades. I maintain my knives after I use them. I mean, shoot. Even on this guy, which is my beater Para 3 that I hand sharpened. Look at that hand sharpened edge. Hand sharpened. Blows through the boxes. Like, I'm always cleaning tape gunk. So like, I maintain my knives. Not afraid to oil them. So corrosion resistance for me is not as important because I'm okay maintaining my knives and because I'm not in a saltwater environment. So for that reason, I'd probably do 9. We'll call it like this. We'll do 9 in wear resistance, 7 in toughness, but that puts me at 16, and we'll do 2 in corrosion resistance. How about that? Imagine that. 9 in wear resistance, 7 in toughness, and 2 in corrosion resistance. That would be that knife would destroy everything in edge retention testing. Easily. Wayne says, forgot to tell you, my first premium knife is coming tomorrow. Hey, congratulations, man. Exciting times. I know how exciting that is. Knife enthusiasts know how exciting that is. It's like you get Christmas multiple times a year. Welcome into B Shady. Good to see you, man. Craig says, I recently picked up a machete made by Essie. It's a little big for my cargo pants, but it's still my new EDC everyday choppa. Yeah. Rolling up to the kid's birthday party and someone's like, we need someone with a knife to cut the cake. Lone Star says, I got 99 problems and a stitch ain't one. You should get one then. Microtech stitch is great. Professor Sharp says Sage 5 Rex 131 is supposed to be a regular production knife in perpetuity. Do you mean really? So the Sage 5 in Rex 121 is supposed to be a regular production knife in perpetuity. Really? Really? Interesting. Because I thought those were listed as sprint runs. Paul Mills says Spyderco uses M390, M398, and K390. They do in exclusives and sprint runs. It's not a regular steel for them. Spyderco's regular steel is almost always crucible steel. Kevin Sanders says, I'm not a mathologist, but I go 666 like Ed B said above. Yeah, it would give you a perfectly balanced steel, which would be great for everyday scenarios. But it would be average at everything and excellent at nothing. So it'd be a great steel. It'd be easy to sharpen. It would hold an edge for a decently long time, and it would be pretty close to stainless, but not quite stainless. So you'd have a knife that isn't truly stainless, that will hold an edge, but not super well, and that is decently tough. Like, I'd say a 6 on the toughness scale. If we're talking about Laren Thomas's knife steel ratings, 6 is pretty tough. 6 is actually pretty tough. So you'd have a well-balanced knife steel. But I mean, basically we're talking like what? What is that? Crewwear? I can look it up. Let me see here. I'll pull it up on the screen share. We'll just go to Knife Steel Nerds website. Why not? All right. So it's actually kind of close to 10V. Look at this. 10V has a rating of 5 for toughness, 8.5 for edge retention, 4 for corrosion resistance. So it's kind of close to 10V. 15V, and keep in mind, this is not Spyderco 15V. This is just regular 15V. It's a 3.5 for toughness, 10 for edge retention, and 4 for corrosion resistance. 3V is 9, 4.5, and 5.5. Vanadis 8, that's kind of close as well. Stainless steels. MagnaCut is 7, 5, and 9.5. But when he did this, it was MagnaCut at, I want to say, when I talked to him, he said it was MagnaCut at 62. S35VN is going to be very close to that as well. 5, 5, and 7.5. S30V is 4, 6, and 7.5. CPM 154, 5, 4.57. Yeah. Van X is 5, 5.5, and 10. Van X is a cool steel, though. XHP is also very close to that. So, yeah, there's plenty of well-balanced steels out there, guys. Plenty. But usually, especially when we're talking like the super steels, that it's a made-up term, by the way. It's a hype term. But usually super steels are referencing steels that are considerably better than most other steels for something. So, for example, a lot of people don't know this. M390 is not the most wear resistant or edge. It does not have like god levels of edge retention like people used to claim. It is extremely corrosion resistant. That is what M390 does the best. People don't understand that. It's rated a 6.5 for edge retention. You know, S60V, S90V, much better for edge retention. S110V, S125V. Yeah. Don't even get me started on 15V or 10V. There was a limited run of Spydercos in 10V recently. I'm kind of kicking myself for it. K390 rated to only have, you know, marginally better rating than M390 for edge retention. But K390 is a lot tougher, which means that K390 will hold an edge really, really well because it's a very stable edge. That's why K390 holds an edge. Not because it is the most wear resistant steel, but because it's so tough. It does a great job of maintaining edge stability at lower edge angles while being very wear resistant. And so you can take advantage of a stupidly slicey edge geometry that will stay very, very sharp for a very long time. Paul Mills says, I knew S30V held a better edge than S35VN. So something that people don't take into account is that Laren Thomas, he has this section called edge retention. He does that because he doesn't want to confuse people. The edge retention rating is really just a wear resistance rating. Hear me out. Edge retention is something that's affected by wear resistance, toughness, and also corrosion resistance. Edge retention is kind of like the over-encompassing thing. You can lose an edge on a knife due to a lack of toughness. If you chip the edge of your blade, is it still sharp? Did it maintain the edge? Does that have anything to do with its wear resistance? No, it has to do with the toughness. So why does he list it as edge retention? He lists it as edge retention because it's easier for people to understand that. Really, it should be titled wear resistance because that's what this rating is for. The edge retention header should read wear resistance, but people just don't understand that. So he labeled it as edge retention. They are actually two separate things. LCV says, I have a good chunk of Crewwear. My favorite so far, it shines so well. I love Crewwear. Crewwear is great. Kevin says, my only requirement for blade steel is high corrosion resistance solely due to my environment. That makes sense. Look, if you live on the water, you live in an area that is highly corrosive, like if you're in a saltwater environment, by all means, corrosion resistant steel is a must because all the water contains salt. It makes sense. I live in Colorado. Dry, not humid at all. You know, I don't take my knives saltwater fishing, so I don't really have a need for corrosion resistance. Welcome into Leon. He says, hello from France. Well, thank you for tuning in, Leon. Good to see you, man. Neil says, my dream McNeves is dropping on Friday, the Fallout theme drop point. Ooh. Well, fingers crossed you can get in on that. All right. Am I missing something? Hey, shout out to Neil, who's been a channel member for the last 17 months. He says, saving for my custom Blessed Knives Predator. Ooh. Well, first of all, congratulations in advance. Love to get my hands on one of Bless's knives. I'm sure you'll get it soon. I'm sure you'll be there soon, Neil. I'm sure. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. So for those watching the replay after the fact, you might be wondering who won the poll. The poll was Spyderco Para 3 or Sage 5 in any steel composition of either. Which one do you like better? 48% of people said the Sage 5 and 38% of people said the Para 3. 14% of people just don't like Spyderco. There's the stat. I'm actually going to save that screenshot. I just screenshotted it because I'm going to be making a video putting the Sage 5 against the Para 3. Everyone says that they like the Sage 5 better. This is also an example of that. You guys voted your opinion. I'm, of course, going to come up with my own opinion. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you so much for joining us on a Wednesday. The next time we will be live will be this Saturday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 8 p.m. Mountain or 10 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Central or 7 p.m. Pacific. If you want to hang out with me, come join the Only Spartans Discord. So for some of you guys, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, we'll see you later.